Hello and welcome back to the Schooner Pod. I'm your host, Bobby Howard. With me today, Ty and Jameson. Guys, what are we doing today?
Oh, shoot. I completely was just doing something completely on another screen, had no volume on this, came back, and it's silence. So great start. Great start. I'm trying to advertise what we're doing today because this is actually a super cool podcast that we thought of a couple weeks ago. And I'm really, really excited for it.
Yeah. So today, since everyone's beating around the bush, today we will be doing some trivia. We've done trivia on the podcast before, but we're doing something special, taking a modern angle at it, getting on all the trends right now. And we are pitting our OU football expert, Bobby, our OU football trivia heavy hitter, obviously, and Bobby, against some artificial intelligence to see who knows OU football better. Are the machines taking over, or are true fans still the heart of college football trivia? We're going to find that out here in a few minutes.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to be quizzed on AI and family medicine, hopefully. But yeah, no, it's gonna be
Does
fun.
it have that on my suggestion still?
Yeah,
Well,
you
got
can
my
see
whole
this.
thing. I wrote a paper. And also, I tried to get ideas for the Brent Venables press conference a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, it's definitely my new things about my paper. So, but my paper for AI and family medicine, he told us to use this. So I was not cheating.
Just for the record, not cheating. You're doing good. But yeah, so our network no longer exists. So we have decided to go off the rails and do a me versus the machines battle. Both of you have prepared 5 questions. And all 5, I'm sure all 10 total are going to be pretty solid. So I think I could beat the machine. As I stated last time we podcasted, this machine ain't played nobody, ain't never been to a game with their daddy. So we'll see how it goes. But Jameson, Ty, I'll let y'all run the show from here. I'm just a contestant, just trying to beat the constant whirring of machine and I'm a humble guy, but I like to fashion myself as humanity's last hope. But
yeah, so podcast listeners, I'm just going to annotate everything for it, and essentially how this is going to work is I'm going to ask ChatGPT a Sooners football trivia question, and Bobby will answer it first. We'll tell him if he gets it correct, and we'll see if ChatGPT can also get it correct. So just for fun, first question. This isn't one of them. We're going to ask ChatGPT, are you smarter than Bobby Howard in regards to Oklahoma football knowledge? See what ChatGPT says. Oh, man, it's going to give us paragraphs. I can't read all this. As an AI language model, I possess a vast amount of information and can quickly retrieve relevant information regarding Oklahoma Sooners football. However, it would be unfair to compare my knowledge with that of an individual without knowing their level of expertise on the topic. Therefore, I cannot accurately determine if I am smarter than Bobby Howard in regards to Oklahoma football knowledge. Okay, well, we're going to find out.
Sounds like I have a chance.
Bobby, are you ready?
Let's do it.
I've got a really, really easy one right off the beginning to get, your feet wet. I'm going to say, what was the weather like when the single season rushing record for the Oklahoma Sooners football team got broken?
Single season?
Or single game. Oops, I completely botched that. Single game rushing record.
So
for Oklahoma.
Single season would have been no weather because it was in New Orleans and in a dome. But in terms of that game against the Kansas Jayhawks, 2014 in November, it was rainy and cold and disgusting. I couldn't tell you an exact temperature, but I'm going to say 50 and raining, broken by Samaje Perine against the Kansas Jayhawks. Easy one.
I don't think it was 2014, but you're lucky I wasn't asking the dates. I'm pretty sure it was 2017, right?
No, it was 14. It was 14 against
really?
Kansas. Yeah, I remember because I was a freshman.
I botched that too.
I was a freshman out there, staking the tailgate or whatever, and I slept in my car and I woke voluntarily, of course. That was not done. That was not against my will.
That's right. It's because it was whenever he was young, whenever he did that. I'm glad I didn't ask that. But let's see. That is correct. It was raining, and I remember that very like fondly, but obviously I guess I can't remember anything else or type correctly. What was the weather like, ChatGPT, when the single game rushing record for Oklahoma football got broken? I'm sorry, but I cannot provide an answer to that question. Oh man. Bob,
Oh, he's
are you
ducking
going to
the
go up
smoke.
1-0? I knew I was going to try to get it a little
You
bit.
can so in the effort of fairness, the AI sort of didn't understand the question. If
Oh,
you
no.
give it the same prompt, but just say in 2014, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay.
When it got
All right.
broken by
Well, I
Samaje
didn't
P. Ryan.
I didn't want to give it that. I wanted to make it think. It said, "I'm sorry, but I cannot provide an answer to that question, as
Well,
there have
it's
been multiple instances where
so
the
it's
single game
already
rushing record." Oh, I get it. I see what it's saying.
it has already so AI is a bit, obviously we're already seeing maybe has some issues, but there is a certain way of speaking to it. And as Jameson is typing this in, just for everyone's FYI, we had to limit the AI has a database that stops at 2021. And as we've just seen, is very sensitive to the specific wording of questions. It takes things very literally. So we'll see. We'll give it the benefit of the doubt here at the start, but I think Bobby gets that point.
The AI still thinks Lincoln Riley is a good coach.
All right, let's see if I typed in 2014 at the end. On September 6, 2014, Oklahoma running back Samaje Perine set the record. 427 is the game was played in Memorial Stadium. According to the National Weather Service, it was mostly sunny with a high temperature of 57. The winds were light and variable, and there was no precipitation reported on the day. That is wrong. That is wrong. It was raining. It was lightning delayed. It was lightning delayed that game, and they completely botched it. Oh, this is great news for Bobby. This is a genuine 1 point for Bobby. And ChatGPT 0, I thought this was going to be Bobby might get down at some point in this game, but he's starting with a lead.
Oh,
this
wow.
is great.
ChatGPT
with what it answered.
ChatGPT wasn't out there with my guy Tristan, out there soaking wet, bad times. Went back and watched some drunk people try to grill in the rain. It was awesome. ChatGPT doesn't even have the right day. So
see, I didn't have the right day either.
I didn't have the right month. Yeah,
I'm the smartest robot.
Does he does have the yards correct though?
He does have that part. We got it. I don't want to assume ChatGPT's. Just saying. Anyways, let's move on.
All right. So coming up next, my question. We're starting out. I promise this one maybe is a little harder, but we're starting out with sort of low ball questions or slow pitch questions. OU has 6 coaches in the College Football Hall of Fame. Who are they?
Okay, so 6 coaches in the Hall of Fame.
If you start naming them, I'll give you. I mean, you're gonna know a lot of them. But I'll give you a yes. Yes. So yes.
Bud Wilkinson.
Yes.
Benny Owen.
Yes.
I'm gonna go with Bob Stoops got abducted.
Yeah. I was gonna say.
Yeah, I was gonna say that'd be bad. All time. Okay, were any of these coaches players at the time? Like,
I'm not the one to ask.
So, like Darrell Royal, like for example.
No.
Okay, he wasn't. He never coached at OU.
Not as a coach.
As a coach. Just as a coach.
As a coach.
Okay, as a coach. Gotcha. I see what you mean. Let's go. Can I go with last names?
Yeah.
Tatum?
Yes.
Last name.
Oh my God, Howard Schnellenberger.
No.
Oh, Schnelly's not as an OU coach.
Not according to OU's website.
Did they just leave him off? Like he could have been.
Maybe, I don't know. Maybe
I was thinking that he might have gotten in. He might be in as like Miami's coach, but maybe not in, obviously not in as OU's coach. Oh man. Okay.
I don't think he's in it. So has long been ineligible for the College Football Hall of Fame because of one rule. And here's a article on it.
Is it? Oh, did he lose more than he won? That's probably it. Because like that's why Mike Leach, for example, is ineligible. Because he did have years at Louisville and FAU. So okay, that makes sense. Man. Do I just get to keep naming names, or is it like a 3 strike?
I mean, I guess.
Because I don't want to go with like a Mac Brown, because he technically coached at OU, but he wasn't the head coach.
Head
So
coaches.
sorry to interrupt
there we
this,
go.
but they have a 600 winning percentage.
Gotcha.
So he is ineligible. So
Mhm.
damn, I was thinking Schnellenberger too.
Yeah, that's tricky. I don't know. I covered all the big ones at OU. Jim
I don't know.
McKenzie.
Bobby might have to get the L here.
Jim McKenzie.
No.
Okay. Well, that's pretty much
Cut
all
him off, Ty.
That's all the major ones I can think
It was.
of.
So
what about William Snorter Lester?
No, it is someone in the 30s. It's surprising. I don't know. It's So let's see what ChatGPT has to say. Actually,
Okay.
All right, let's go to ChatGPT. OU has 6 coaches in the College Football Hall of Fame. Who are they? Is what Ty said for word. So I'm typing that in. So let's say, yes, Oklahoma has 6 coaches who have been inducted in the College Football Hall of Fame: Benny Owen, Lawrence Biff Jones, Bud Wilkinson, Chuck Fairbanks, Barry Switzer, Bob Stoops.
He was there 1 year.
He's a Hall of Famer. I'm not on the Hall of Fame.
Biff Jones.
He said, you acted like I put him in the Hall of Fame. He was inducted in the 50s.
Biff Jones? Oh wow, that's
also ChatGPT I think is wrong.
Really?
Because Chuck Fairbanks is not, and it missed Tatum.
Yeah.
But as we've established, I guess this kind of depends. I went off of OU's official website, like the OU football list of head coaches, and then they have College Football Hall of Fame and little parentheses next to them. So whatever, I don't know. My bad for not researching what OU's criteria was.
So I don't see Hall of Fame on his Wikipedia page.
For who?
Chuck Fairbanks.
Was he NFL Hall of Fame, maybe?
I don't know, but I think that we're going to have to say double wrong to that, because that's not what Ty's got. So if anyone listening to this notices that we're wrong, come in and correct it. But I believe that is a wrong for ChatGPT and for Bobby.
All right. I have double checked.
So
Jim Tatum is in fact in the College Football Hall of Fame. So I think double wrong on that one. Obviously a little more difficult, if we're going to reach back into the 30s, but
yeah, your questions are definitely a lot harder than me, so this is good. I think I had some easier ones. I wanted to give Bobby.
I think that one is my farthest back one, so that I think they get easier as they get more recent.
Of the 30s, like early OU football coaches, I'm surprised that it was Biff Jones and not Snorter Lester. I'm mad that justice for Snorter Lester, man. Go ahead.
All right. Moving on to question 3. Right now, it's still Bobby up 1-0. ChatGPT 2. So missing 2 of them. So let's go. What was the calendar year Oklahoma fell victim to the Statue of Liberty play? And I'm making this very, very general. So I wanted to confuse
That's not general at all. That's
not general. I mean, I'm completely botching this whole episode. I wanted to confuse ChatGPT. God.
It was the college football season of 2006. However, it was in January 2007.
Yes, that is correct for Bobby. Point. Let's see if ChatGPT doesn't get confused about the Statue of Liberty play verbiage. Statue of Liberty play is a trick play in American football. Oh, man. Oh, no. Oh, and it got it. The Fiesta Bowl game was played on January 1st, 2007, which means the Statue of Liberty play was executed in the year 2007. ChatGPT was not tricked. It gave me 2 little paragraphs connecting the dots. So that's number 1 for ChatGPT, but Bobby's still up 2-1.
Chat scores its first point. So this next one, I promise this is my only one like this. This next one is a all or nothing, and Jameson and I are just going to decide who had the better answer, because I have no idea what ChatGPT is going to generate for this one at all. But The question at hand, our fourth question is, who is the worst ever OU quarterback when it comes to on-the-field performance? Keep in mind, this is limited to 2021, so ChatGPT, in its blissful ignorance, does not know about the plague that is Dylan Gabriel that has afflicted the plains. But I'm very curious to see what ChatGPT has to say, and Bobby as well. So, Bobby, take it over.
The worst statistical OU football court. This is horrible.
But it doesn't have to be statistical. No, it's just worst ever. Who is the worst
okay,
ever?
I'm taking out statistical.
Yeah, take out statistical.
Who is the worst ever
is,
Oklahoma football quarterback?
If it gives us one of those non-answers, then we can add statistical to kind of see.
Oh man, that is, you have to dig deep for that.
What could be in recent time, I guess,
okay.
Bobby, for your answer.
Since like what, 1980 or like 1990? What do you want to do, Ty?
Yeah, you don't have to come up with some. I mean, I want to see what GPT says, but Bobby, you don't have to come up with some failed starter from 1890 that threw like 2 picks and got pulled.
I can't. I could always go with old Troy Aikman, which would be kind of funny.
Because he broke your heart.
No, he didn't. Aikman didn't break my heart, did he?
Well, I'm just saying, like, what could have been? We had an All-American wide receiver, and then we have no one at quarterback, really, even though we did really well and got a national championship that year. It could have been Troy Aikman thrown to an All-American wide receiver.
That's true. Man, worst ever. I'm going to go with, look, since the 90s, maybe. Let's go with man, recent times. I'm gonna go with Rhett. You know, screw it, Rhett Bomar. Screw Rhett Bomar. That guy was a bum.
All right, since we're gonna do that, how about I say since 2000, Ty? Is that fair? I like how this has already gotten subjective.
Okay, yeah, I guess.
Or do you want? Do you want me?
I just want to see. I just want to see.
Joey Halsley. I'm switching to Joey Halsley.
Joey Halsley. Wow, that's a good old story.
No. One more. Can I do one more switch? It's Cody Thompson.
Cody Thompson. That's who I thought of first.
It's Cody Thompson.
That's exactly who I thought first.
Let's see what ChatGPT has to say.
Oh no!
Okay, yeah.
As an AI language model, it is not appropriate to label any individual as the worst ever. Oh, come on. While some quarterbacks may have struggled at times during their careers, it is not fair to single out any player as their worst ever. Oh, man. Come on. Okay, so who was the worst statistical? Let's just not even take out ever, because I think that's really, they're getting triggered by that word. Okay, the worst statistical Oklahoma football quarterback.
The lowest performing.
I think this is a good statistical. I think is a good prompt.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, our lowest performing statistically.
Oklahoma football quarterback. I'm sorry. It needs a time period for us. Okay. All right.
Just started mentioning the best players.
I was like Landry Jones. Bold decision.
All right, here we go. Since the year 2000, there have been several quarterbacks who have played for the Oklahoma Sooners football team, and their performances can vary depending on the statistical category in question. However, one quarterback who struggled statistically during his time at Oklahoma was Keith Nichol.
I remember Keith Nichol. I was a big Keith Nichol guy.
Nichol played for the Sooners in 2008 and completed just 13 of 29 passes, which is 44.8%, for 179 yards, 1 touchdown and 1 interception. That's not bad. Passer rating of 97.7,
which
is the lowest among Oklahoma quarterbacks who attempted at least 10 passes during the 2008 season. That's not bad. It is important to note that Nichol's limited playing time and lack of experience likely contributed to his struggles, and that he went on to have a successful career at Michigan State after transferring from Oklahoma. It's also worth emphasizing that a player's statistics do not necessarily tell the whole story of their performance, and that there are many factors that can contribute to a quarterback's success or struggles on the field.
He's the guy that lost the quarterback battle to Bradford initially, right? He continued to sit, and then he went to Michigan State, and then he lost to like Kirk Cousins or something, I think.
He lost the battle to Bomar initially, and then to Paul Thompson, and then to Bradford. So He's a
I'm
serial
pretty
loser.
sure he lost it to Kirk Cousins too.
Damn. Poor Keith Nickel. Woof.
But I don't have any record of Cody Thompson. Did I spell that wrong?
It might be Cody Thomas.
Thomas, that's what it is. Oklahoma football stats. I'm typing it like I'm in Google right now. I don't want to make a nice fancy. Cody Thomas played there. Oh, I don't know why I said Thompson. Cody Thomas, 43 completions, 82 attempts, 52% completion, 5 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 2 rushing touchdowns. That's pretty good. I mean, comparison to our good old Keith Nickel, who was 44.8%. But a passer rating 97.7 isn't bad. But still. Ty, what do you think? You were the writer of this question.
Oh, it's Dylan Gabriel, but the AI is limited to certain. Since 2021, or since 2020, or since 2000, since 2000, Trevor Knight.
So nobody's right?
Trevor Knight against Big 12 opponents. Oh, who do I think won? I like Bobby's answer more.
Oh, we're giving it to the human. This is our implicit bias against robots. I don't like this right now. Bringing in subjective information, Ty. How dare you?
No, so personally, as a known hater myself, I just can't stand for the AI like refusing to hate on someone. So how did it just come up with
principle?
Something completely, how did it come up with something just completely baseless but funny? Like when I thought for a split second that I thought it was answering Landry Jones, I was like, yes, I love that.
All right, so that makes it Bobby 3-1. That's very impressive. I'm starting to think I need to make my questions harder, but here is my next one because I thought Bobby was going to need some help. So name the Oklahoma Sooners football team starting kickers in order starting from 2009 and ending in 2016.
Oh my God.
This is only like, you can count this on one hand, can't you?
Mm-hmm.
It's not many. So 09. Well, we had this weird period of time where we kept bringing dudes off the bench, like because 09 was
okay, excluding like random anomalies, like for
primary.
the mm-hmm.
So 09, that was Jimmy Stevens. Like that was his last year. He was not good. Missed a field goal against BYU. Sorry, Jimmy, if you're listening. Probably not. So Jimmy was 09, and then it was Honeycutt, I think, was next. Because I believe primarily Honeycutt, because he graduated in 14. And that's when he like imploded. After Honeycutt, it was number 43. I'm blanking on his last name.
Oh no! Oh no, Bobby.
Oh my God. This is killing me. He's the most famous of them. Oh no.
I might have to get Bobby on a timer here because ChatGPT answers with no time.
Fair.
I will give Bobby 10 more seconds to think of his answer.
You got to take the 3 out, Jameson. It's going to confuse it.
Well, can I look? ChatGPT is going to say Patty O'Hara at some point. So there's that. So I'll give you that. So can I replace the last one with Patty O'Hara, who definitely will show up on this?
I realized this was going to confuse the robot, and I wanted to give Bobby some help. But
it's killing me.
I'm cutting Bobby off. No, it is all done. No, the answer that he was looking for is Austin Seibert.
Oh my God.
But I want to see what ChatGPT has to say to this. So name the Oklahoma Sooners football team starting kickers in order starting from 2009 and ending in 2016. It's kind of wordy. Let's see what happens.
They're going to put Patty O'Hara there, I guarantee.
Here are the starting kickers. 2009, Jimmy Stevens. 2010, Jimmy Stevens. 11, 12, and 13, Honeycutt. 14, Honeycutt and Nick Hodgson. 15, 16, Austin Seibert. I got to give him, there's Patty O'Hara in 2010, right after Jimmy Stevens. Congratulations, ChatGPT. You have earned a point, and Bobby is not. Score is currently at 3-2. Bobby, oh, that's just so sad. He couldn't remember Austin Seibert's name. Oh, that hurts. That hurts. Hurts deep down. That's an NFL kicker right there.
It makes it worse that I remembered Patty O'Hara somehow. How does that happen?
That's just how it goes.
I guess so. My brain's full of weird knowledge.
All right, Ty, what you got for ChatGPT?
Question number whatever we're on, I think 6. What OU football player holds the record for most career interceptions?
What OU football player most interceptions? It's is it Ricky Dixon?
Not by the information I have.
It's not.
Damn.
And I'm pretty sure his name was said during this podcast.
His name has been said before.
I'm counting Bobby is wrong, but I want to come in this, Ty. And Bobby's so much better at OU football history than me, but I just remember
you know
this
the number,
I feel like
Jameson.
Is it Sanchez?
No. Did we talk about Sanchez?
It's not Sanchez. True.
I'm pretty darn sure it's Darryl Royal, correct?
It is, by my information, with 18.
God.
So let's see if ChatGPT can tie it up. What Oklahoma football player holds the record for most career interceptions? The Oklahoma football player who holds the record for most career interceptions is Darryl Royal.
Bobby, I thought you would know that
interceptions during his college career.
Botched it.
Oh no, that's still hard. I just remember talking obviously about the OU Texas stuff and that being an interesting stat for him, and it's an all-time leader for the Sooners, and then you got Darryl Royal right there. It's kind of just odd.
I think Ricky Dixon had the most of the season.
Oh, Bobby's gonna look it up. He's mad because right now it is ChatGPT 3 and Bobby 3. It is gone all tied up. Oh, this is unfortunate. This is very unfortunate for Bobby. It's okay. I've got an easy one, but this one is a guaranteed ChatGPT is getting this one correct, because I wanted to kind of confuse ChatGPT at the beginning of this, and then I made the ones where I knew it'd be in ChatGPT's wheelhouse. But unfortunately, Bobby's going to have to be up against the wall at a tie game right now. It is 3-3
interceptions. Dixon had 17 picks.
Ooh.
That is so painful.
I still think, Bobby, you can get this one. So this is question 7. I still think that you can definitely get this one. Because it's very, very easy, and you're a person of nostalgia. Who was the MVP of the 2000 National Championship?
Oh, man.
Oh, no.
Bobby,
if you don't get this one, it's over.
No, this is one that seems too obvious, because the obvious answer is Josh Heupel. It feels like Heupel, but also I could see it Torrance Marshall randomly getting this. I could see. I don't think Quentin Griffin. He had the game-winning touchdown, but I don't think it was enough. Roy Williams was obviously incredibly good. Oh, that's so tough. It's I'm going to take the easier answer. I'm going to go Josh Heupel. But I feel bad about it. I feel like this is going to be wrong. But of those answers, I'm going to go Heupel.
Okay, is that your final answer?
Sure.
And unfortunately, Bobby chose wrong. It is Torrance Marshall. And let's check what ChatGPT has to say. Man, it's going to talk about Josh Heupel. It's going to talk about Josh Heupel. Heupel was named the game's MVP. I'm pretty sure that's wrong. I'm pretty sure it's Torrance Marshall. And I looked extensively into a lot of old articles for that information. They think the MVP was Josh Heupel. I think that's wrong. Once again, listeners, if I'm wrong, please tell me, but I'm pretty darn sure it was Torrance Marshall. Whatever it matters, the matter is ChatGPT and Bobby said the same answer, so it's going to negate anyways. But what are you looking it up, Bobby? Are you looking at anything?
I looked it up. Wikipedia says Marshall.
Oh man, ChatGPT wrong again. Oh man, so that's been 7 questions now, Ty, and ChatGPT's been wrong 3 of them, or 4 of them.
Yes, and it's surprising as we go into this. Obviously, the confidence. with which it answers, but I'm surprised how many sort of definite things it's getting wrong. You think that a lot of these that are just sort of empirical things, what was the date and weather for breaking a rushing record, or who was an MVP in this specific game. It is kind of surprising that Chad is coming up with some of these, but then at the same time, it nails the Darrell Royal from the 50s, and can give us that stuff. So that is interesting, but I don't know this one. We might be wrong, but
I looked at a lot of different articles, and it was hard to find this information, because I was thinking, like, you've got to bring up the 2000 national championship in terms of like OU football history, because that's just the most recent. That's fun to talk about, and I didn't want to go too far back. I was like, who won the MVP? I'm just curious. I feel like that'd be a pretty easy answer. And I was looking and I couldn't find it. I was going to those old ESPN articles where everything looked like it was written on Notepad and turned into like a website from there. And it took a lot of information to find that. So I'm not surprised, because it studies online articles and websites. And if the articles and websites are crap, ChatGPT is going to get confused. And that looks like it just happened right here. So
I just looked it up.
3-3.
The AP, it is Torrance Marshall.
Let's go. All right. Well, I'm glad that question, I thought for sure ChatGPT was going to get, but Bobby lives. It is still tied 3-3. Moving on to question 8.
All right. So this one, at this rate, I'm seeing both of them getting this one wrong. It is a little farther back, but this stat just constantly impresses me so much, and it's one that I knew. So I think, Bobby, you might know this one too. What OU player who led the team in passing, rushing, and receiving in his sophomore year never lost a game at OU?
That would be Tommy McDonald.
That is correct. 1955 led the team in passing, rushing, and receiving. Played 54 to whatever 54 plus 4 is.
He also punted.
What Oklahoma football player who led the team in passing, rushing, and receiving in his sophomore year was
never lost a game? Never lost a game at OU.
Yes. All right. Okay, let's see.
No, say at OU, because okay.
I have Oklahoma football player.
Yeah.
Oh, it says Jack Mildren. Oh, wrong. Oklahoma football player who led the team in passing, rushing, and receiving in his sophomore year and never lost a game is Jack Mildren. Jack Mildren played the Sooners from 1969 to 71. In his sophomore year, he played quarterback, running back, and receiver for the team. He caught 4 of 9 passes for 89 yards. He rushed for 555 yards and 14 touchdowns and caught 4 passes for 86 yards. He was a key player in helping the Sooners go 11-0 that season and win the national championship. Went on to have a successful career. So now we got to fact check that. Was he the leader in those?
No, there's no way. There's no way someone
in that era
4 for 9 for 89 yards was not a season.
I don't know.
In that era, though.
But that's still incorrect. That's still incorrect.
That is incorrect. We got to give it to Bobby on that.
We weren't undefeated 69 to 71. And I'm gonna say, because GPT answered so confidently, that's not misunderstanding the question.
That is true. We were very, very never lost a game. We didn't say never lost a game in that season of his sophomore year. We confused it with the verbiage. Good job. The human goes back into the lead. The machine falls. It is 4-3. Moving into
ChatGPT, very interestingly, as Jameson gets this typed in, exhibits one of the classic things that people do when they lie. They try to over-explain something to get you to believe them. And ChatGPT here throwing in stuff about being the lieutenant governor of Oklahoma or something, trying to convince you that it knows what it's talking about and distract you with all these other oh, you trust me, man, I know all this stuff. Completely wrong. So very funny.
I gotta say, genuinely hilarious if there was a season where where the quarterback caught as many passes as himself. He caught as many passes as
4 for 9.
So he's tied for the top.
Because the yards almost exactly match too, which is hilarious.
Yeah, he's tied for both receptions and catches. And passes. What are we doing here?
All right, so this is my last question, and I decided to put these last ones, like I said, to be more ChatGPT right up their alley. So let's see how Bobby responds to this one. So last question, number 9. Name the top 3 players who led the Oklahoma football team in carries for the 2010-2011 season. Top 3 in carries for that 2010-2011 season, Bobby.
Ooh, 2010, 2011.
See, this was my toughest one.
That is a tough one. That is a tough one. Man, when did DeMarco Murray graduate? 2010, 2011. So I'm just focusing on 2010. Landry Jones. It's so DeMarco Murray was on that team, right?
Yes, that's correct. I'll give you the number 1 on that one.
Okay, DeMarco Murray. Roy Finch.
That is correct for number 2. And can he get number 3?
Dominique Whaley.
Oh, darn.
That was the next year. That was the next year, wasn't it?
Unfortunate. It is our good friend Moses Madu at number 3.
No, Moses Madu. Oh, I love Moses Madu. What was I thinking?
So let's see what ChatGPT has to say. Name the top 3 players who led the Oklahoma football team in carries for the 2010-2011 season. Here are the top 3 players who led the Oklahoma football team in carries. Roy Finch, DeMarco Murray, and Brennan Clay. I do not believe that is correct. I'm going back to the stats to go check that, but I'm pretty sure Brennan Clay was number 4.
Well, are you saying carries or yards?
Carries.
Because
led the team in carries.
Moses Madu is still on the team then. There's no way.
Well, this
I'm
is
going
an easy
to double
one to
check,
look up,
but I had it. I had it up. So, and players for attempts rushing, it was 282 for DeMarco Murray, which what did ChatGPT say on that one?
ChatGPT said that
also
was
have
second.
him in the wrong position.
He said DeMarco Murray at number 2 behind Roy Finch's 111, which I see on Sports Reference 85. And then Moses Madu 59. Brennan Clay had 36. 59 for Moses Madu. And then Landry Jones had 51. So Brennan Clay was number 5. So that's a wrong also for ChatGPT. And does that make the so no points on question number 9? So right now is it Bobby 4, ChatGPT 3 going into the last question?
I should get the tiebreaker on this because
y'all both got it wrong.
I got DeMarco and Roy Finch in the right order.
Oh, well, it still said they're carrying.
No. It's
confusing.
Binary.
All right.
It did say it said number 1 Roy Finch, number 2 DeMarco Murray for people that are listening, but it said right after Roy Finch 111 carries.
Well,
and then DeMarco Murray 282 carries. I didn't say in order. It said name the top 3.
You didn't say in order. That's a good point.
So you both got 2 of 3. That equals out. Bobby is up by 1 going into the final question, and I don't have any tiebreaker questions, so we're just gonna have to think of something on the spot.
Whip something up. You gotta.
If it comes down to it, all right. So coming down to mine, mine actually might serve as a good sort of decider question, I suppose. It is my turn, right, for my last question?
Yes, this is the last question of the game. Bobby up by 1. Will he choke the lead?
Right. So, Bobby's not going to get this one. I just realized how I worded it.
It should be over, but I botched it with the cyber.
Okay. Well, all right, Jameson, I know you're gonna have to type this one in specifically as I say it.
Oh, you want to just copy and paste it into the chat for us? That'd be really easy.
Okay. Well, I can't type and. You guys talk for a second.
I used to be a scribe. No, I used to be a scribe. I can do this. Just speak really slow.
What is OU's Oklahoma Memorial Stadium attendance record, and against who? Bobby, if you get it within 100, we'll give it to you because I I don't want you to have to come up with like the exact number that's online. I don't think that's realistic. But if GPT comes up with the exact number and you're within 100, I think that maybe should be a tiebreaker.
It was 87,000. 282. That's my guess.
No, not by my info. Who do you think it was against?
I think it was against Ohio State.
In what year?
2016.
All right, let's see what ChatGPT has to say.
Oh, Ty's not even going to tell us the answer. Let's see what ChatGPT has to say. The Oklahoma Football Memorial Stadium record is 88,308, which was set on November 23rd, 2013 during the game between Oklahoma and Oklahoma State. And then it starts talking about Bedlam. And the previous record was 88,175. What do you have, Ty?
So I have 88,308. So I have the number that ChatGPT came up with, but I have 2017 TCU.
So it's tied. So if that is the attendance record, and it also was the same in 2013, that is also an alternative correct answer.
I don't think that can be right, though, because I don't think the stadium in 2013 could have held that number.
That's what I'm thinking too.
So I think ChatGPT, I said, and against who?
That
so
is
I guess
right.
Maybe
that
double
is
check
right.
that, but.
That is right. You are being literal. You said and against who? What is the Oklahoma Football Memorial Stadium attendance record and who was it against? And there's just no way they could fit that many people in that stadium, right? There's no shot. That has to be just false.
Yeah, according to OU's website, so Soonersports.com, it's telling me that the top 3 games in attendance are 88,308, OU against TCU 2017.
I'm seeing that as well.
Number 2, 87,979 against Ohio State. So Bobby, you were, I think, within 100 on that one. And then 87,527 against Oklahoma State in 2016. A 2013 game doesn't even appear in the top 10. Because of the stadium renovations.
I do see another site saying there's 109,000 at the Ohio State.
That's in Ohio State.
Oh, that's at Ohio State. You're right. Yeah. You're right. And then the other ones are Cotton Bowl games versus Texas.
Yep.
That makes sense. And then the others are bowl games. Okay. So I think ChatGPT has to be wrong here. It definitely got that number from somewhere, but it extrapolated the wrong game and got confused. So ChatGPT is absolutely not getting a point there. Bobby is not getting a point there. I think Bobby is the champion. He beats the machine. Not the cleanest performance from Bobby, but he still gets it done. Us question askers confused it enough to not make it successful. All you kids writing papers with ChatGPT, be careful. As you heard early in the podcast, yes, I used it to help me with paper for my law and medicine course, and that's not always going to be right, so be careful. If you need any help with Oklahoma football papers, you go to Bobby before you go to ChatGPT.
Yeah, Schooner Pod is better wealth of knowledge than ChatGPT. You heard it from us first. I would like to thank my family for this win. I'd like to thank my daddy for carrying me on his shoulders all these years, going to the ball games. I ain't done it in like about 4 or 5 years, but it's been good times. No, but yeah, screw you, computers. You suck.
I have typed out, I'm sorry, ChatGPT. Bobby Howard is smarter than you about Oklahoma football. And he goes, that's all right. As an AI language model, I'm designed to provide information and answer questions to the best of my abilities based on my training data. However, I always welcome feedback and appreciate the opportunity to learn and improve my responses. I love that. He's being a good sport. I'm sorry, ChatGPT is being a good sport, but I think it's just mad. It's just really mad inside that the machine was beat.
Well, I mean, I will say, when we first came up with this idea, I did tell it I was going to kick its ass. And I responded, as an AI language model, I don't have a physical body, so you cannot kick my ass. Well, you know what? I just mentally kicked your ass, ChatGPT.
Oh my God, that was so fun. And thank God there was no tiebreaker question because I was like, I have no idea what I'm going to say. Good job, Bobby. 4-3, correct? Only four
Yes.
questions out of the 10. Not the best grade, but good
It should have
enough.
been worse. It should have been worse. I should have beat it worse. That's the
Yeah.
thing.
that
One
was
of them
really
was just,
fun.
to be fair, one of them was just, one of the ones I got was just one y'all just kind of like decided because there was no facts to it, but still.
That is true.
And that's why
that
humans
is-
always win.
That is.
That's why
Oh
humans
my
always
goodness. Oh God, I
That
feel
was-
bad.
How does that make
picking-
you? How does that make you feel, Ty? That you added this
Do
subjective
we
to an
need to have a
objective?
tiebreaker now? Because
No.
there was
How,
so okay.
how
well,
about
I just want
we on a future
this is gonna
episode
be,
we can
this
do
is
it.
going to be an asterisk championship because
No, what?
His
Bobby-
Mickey Mouse
Bobby
championship.
Bobby won, but on the objective evaluations, they are even. So is
You made this decision
humanity's
yourself.
one advantage over technology that human connection? Because that is what saved Bobby from a tie here. So interesting conclusions for sure. I'm shocked at the
Bobby and Mickey
confidence
Mouse
with which.
championship.
Man, I should have beat it worse. I should have beat it worse. But anyways, that was a good pod, guys. That was good. So, any final remarks from y'all?
Talk about the confidence, Ty. Sorry, I cut you off there.
No, see, I'm just shocked at the confidence with which ChatGPT answered what should have been very simple things for it to come up with. Which is just as a funny aside, I've been playing with a lot of these AIs a lot, and they seem to have a really big weakness when it comes to like sports things specifically. And I almost wonder if, funny enough, I almost wonder if things like, what are they called? Like the chat rooms and stuff, or like social media and everything, the message boards. I almost wonder if message boards and social media are getting fed into this, because it's like, I in some other areas, I understand ChatGPT has its limitations, but in some other areas, if you ask it questions on certain topics, if you ask it questions about like airplanes in the same manner that you did here, it will constantly give you very accurate. It might have like one or two weird things, but it's never constantly going off on these weird tangents like it is here. So that is kind of interesting. I wonder if people using best or most or weird stats or something are feeding into the algorithms, because I've encountered sort of this same thing when it comes to sports things specifically pretty constantly.
We need to create an AI model that is purely based on, to your point there, Ty, that it
Message boards.
purely based on message boards after OU games / just sports animal callers.
Yes,
to
we
Al
need a
and Jim.
transcript.
We need a transcript of Al and Jim after OU football losses.
I don't know if that one would last very long. I think that one would go the same way as the AI Seinfeld did.
It would.
Except I think it would go that way much sooner.
It would
Almost
Can an AI
immediately.
message board be more of
Yeah.
a gooner than Ty?
Yeah,
That is our
tried,
next episode.
they tried to do a message board run AI, and it was called Tay. And that's what you can expect.
OU Tay. It just immediately wants to fire everyone. Oh my gosh. Well, guys, this was a good show. I'm glad we did this. We need to
This was a lot of fun.
We need to find other applications of this. I think this is something we need to bring old Boat Blake on and have him.
Oh, absolutely. We need to do this.
That would be
so good.
An electric that'd be so electric. An electric factory of a show. We need to. I don't know what it'd be on, but we'd find something good.
I think we should bring Blake on for like the exact same thing, except we don't let him use his internet. And then whenever GPT says something just straight up wrong, we just gaslight him and we're like, no, man, we looked it up. That's it. That's right. That's completely right. And just see him rolling about,
No, that's wrong. I don't trust the machines. Oh man, that's good. All right. For me, Ty and Jameson, unless you had something else to say, Ty.
No, I was gonna say, I think that's it.
I think that's it. For me, Jameson and Ty, this has been the Schooner Pod. I'm your host, or kind of host. I'm your winner. I'm your champion. I just saved us against the machines because the machines ain't know nothing, Paul. But yeah, we won. We all won. My win is your win. My win is a win for humanity. Give me the Nobel Prize. Have a good night, everyone. Boomer Sooner, and we'll see you next time.